Good day, sir. How you doing?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. My name's Darren Mesa, and you want me to go ahead and
Yeah, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from? How old you are? Yeah, where you from? How old you are? We'll start off with that first of all.
all right. So I'm 22. I was born in Cuba, and I came over to the U.S. I'm in Miami now.
Ah, okay, cool. And how long you been in Miami?
Basically, my whole life. I was born in Cuba, but I came with 1 year, just so 21 years.
Okay, cool. So you're obviously a member of the real world. So how did you get into the real world? How did you start? What made you start?
All right. So I was, watching the take content online. Whether it's X or on Rumble, and I saw his whole cancellation, and I was, checking the real world, checking if I should join. But I figured
Mm.
it was only $50 a month, so I said, why not join? And I even joined the as the Heroes Year, where you commit to a whole year. And ever since I've been there. So last year I joined in summer, and this summer I'll be in here for a year.
Okay, so what was you doing? So you've been in there for a year. So what was you doing previously? And what kind of made you obviously you saw all of the content that obviously that was pushing out and everything else and blah blah. But what actually made you get into that? Because what was you doing previous to? Let me ask the question first of all. Sorry, I got 20 questions. So just smile first of all. Um, so what was you doing previous to this? Because you're 22 years old. So obviously you went to school, university, or what happened there?
Right. So I went to university for around the semester, but I
Mm,
always knew I didn't really want to. I was already doing good on YouTube,
yeah.
and I
What was you
decided
studying
to
at
just
uni?
uni was. I mean, it was just a semester. It's not like I really studied, but I was going for
You wasn't
psychology.
really interested.
Yeah, I was going for psychology, but I mean that was 2 3 months. So
Okay.
yeah, the
So
the only class. Yeah, go ahead.
no, go on, carry on.
No, it's the only class I really remember is just some movie stuff. So the last thing, last thing I learned was something about psychology.
Okay, cool. So you was doing something on the side. So you said you was doing because you obviously we said about you said about YouTube. So you said you was doing some stuff on YouTube previous to
Right.
or alongside what you was doing at college or university.
Yeah, I started the channel when I was around 17, and by the time I went into college, I think it was around 70K subs, but it was just YouTube and it wasn't much money, and I didn't have the business yet that I would make, a year later
Mm.
on from that channel. But
Okay.
that business, before I joined the real world, that business would, grow up, it would do well. But
Mm.
at one point I had to sell it, and I kind of just started from scratch again, and that's when I joined the real world on a year where I started from scratch,
Ah,
and
yeah.
from within the real world, I took it from from the beginning all the way to where it is
All the
now.
way to the end. Yeah, yeah. And so when you went onto the real world, did you look at what kind of course did you specifically pick up to help you?
I
Was
stuck
there
with
any
business,
all of the business stuff?
the business campus. Yes, I focused on that pretty much.
Yeah. And then anything else on the marketing side? Did you delve into any other courses, or was it just the business stuff that you went into?
I I started with just looking into the business campus,
Yeah.
all the
Hmm.
lessons with Arno and stuff. But when I discovered the Luke lessons, I also
Yeah.
started, consuming those each day.
Yeah.
That's
They're
where
really,
I've been
really good
in.
lessons. Yeah, they're really good lessons. Luke's an absolute G with that. So you absorbed all of Luke's information, which is fantastic. And then
Yeah.
how did you then scale up your new business, your new YouTube business? How did you scale that up?
So it wasn't just me, learning and just watching the videos. It was about watching the videos and then applying it to the live business that I was running. Because I was
Hmm.
just trying to take any bit of advice I could and then apply it.
Yeah.
So I went basically through a journey of growing this month, watching some more lessons, growing again, applying those, and so on. So it was really helpful. I mean, the stuff that I learned and applied, it would then work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. And then you developed yourself then from so you're like, if I can ask you, what was the difference to, well, kind of, what was the difference between your old business model and your new business model? What have you learned and how much money have you made?
Well, the old business model was actually it wasn't outsourced at all. This new business model is actually a business because before I would have to be involved in every single thing that happened in the business. Now it basically runs by itself,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest change in the model. But aside from that, it also improved because I was just with a much more working, like hardworking mindset. I was really, with the real world mindset. Before I was, lazier and not really that focused. I was kind
Yeah.
of like a child with a business that was
Mm,
doing decent, but now
yeah.
it's, grown way more and it's going up.
Yeah. So you would say that the real world's probably helped you to focus, knuckle down, and like obviously the things that you learned from there, you actually applied and you saw those working. So you just put a little bit more effort into it. Am I correct in saying that?
Right, and it gave me a good comparison of how to work. Before I had
Mm,
nothing to compare to, and I thought
yeah.
I was doing, I'm doing great work. But then you compare it to, you see the content that Tate and these guys put online,
Mm.
and how hard they work, and you're like, wait, am I actually even working hard, or am I just lazy?
Yeah, am I just coasted? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, we get
Yeah.
that. We get it all the time. It's like, I suppose when you see the work that you get from there, and obviously you got support along the way as well. Sorry, I better say this, but so yeah. So obviously you get support along the way. So any questions that you needed answered, did you get them answered, or did you just kind of try and error with the questions that you had in mind?
No, yeah, I did. I even got answered by Luke, and he did a lesson on one of my questions.
Awesome,
Professor Arno on live has also helped plenty. His lives were really useful. I
awesome.
would have just asked him very specific questions that I can't, remember now, but he would answer them and give me insight. Actually, I remember one. I asked him about how important marketing is compared to how the business runs, and he was saying something on the lines of that marketing was a big part of the job because
One hundred
a
percent.
bit a working business model is enough with good marketing to make way more. Yeah. So
Correct, correct. I truly believe that as well. No business is successful generally without marketing. Um, so did you do the marketing course on there as well? Because was that part of the business course that you went on to?
yeah, it was in there.
Yeah. So you done that as well. Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about some figures. Let's get into some numbers. Okay. So
All right.
when you first started, what was you kind of like? I mean, obviously, you said you wasn't earning too much on the one that you first started with. So then, when you changed, you went into the real world. What was your kind of general? Was there a general increase, or was there you just hit the top, or kind of
Right.
talk to me about your finances,
Seem to be excited about
if
the
you want
finances,
to,
right?
that is. But you're going to
Yeah,
anyway.
it's fine. It's fine. So when I first started, I went. It escalated pretty quickly because I already had the foundation of the channel and the community.
Hmm.
So I just brought the community into this business model, which is some gaming stuff online where people kind of like the look at the GTA 6 thing. You know how people are gonna
Mm.
play GTA 6 and try to buy stuff, in game to get
Hmm.
an advantage. That's kind of how it works with the game I was in. So the figures, I started around 1,000 a month, and then it would go quickly the next month to like 4,000. This is before the real world, and it would actually peak at 20,000 a month.
Nice. Yeah,
But
nice.
that's kind of the top that I hit before the
Mm.
real world, and it actually also came to an end, and it was very short lived. It was a year max,
Mm.
and by December the game came out with a new game, so I had nobody cared about the old game, so I had to kind of just sell it and then start again on the new game on a new community
Gotcha.
and use that money.
Hmm.
But then the new game kind of flopped, and I was now in a position where I wasn't making anything for this month, and had to
Yep.
figure out how to quickly start making more again because there's bills and there's credit in the line, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So that's when I joined the real world and decide that I have to rebuild this quick and I have to do good. In the real world, the first month I quickly brought the community back and made around 4,000. Then the next month it went to 8,000,
Nice.
and now for the last 4 or 5 months it's been consistently at 35,000, sometimes
Nice.
50,000. Yeah,
Nice.
I've had a month where it does 50,000 because I organize I hype the community up for a big event, and then even more money comes in. So 50,000 has been the
Nice.
max, and then 35,000 just consistently.
Is a consistent level, which is nice. Parents
Yeah,
must be proud of you. Are you there with your family and stuff?
yeah, yeah. They're in the
Yeah, they
room.
must be super proud of you. So how did you kind of try to how did you obtain the same kind of client base from there, or did you outsource other clients or other people into this community?
So you mean how I outsourced my work, or how did I bring the people in?
How did you bring the people in?
So I mainly focused on YouTube as the marketing side of it. I would
Hmm.
upload my own videos so that people know me as the owner,
Yeah,
and then I would also pay a bunch of YouTubers in that play that game, just pay them to promote the server,
yeah,
and that's the main way of people getting in. Once they're
yeah.
in, then I started doing more things like special events and stuff like that to get them
Nice.
motivated to play my server.
Okay. Cool. Nice. So what's your kind of future plans with actually moving forward now? So obviously you hit that 50K mark. So you want to go back to that one. That's the one that you want to go back to. You're consistently at
Right.
35, which is actually super nice. It's very, very good. So what do you feel that you can be? What do you feel that you can do to make that 35K 50K?
Right. So within the same game, I can do that around once a month because I need to build enough hype around an event for then that to create 20K on itself plus the average 30K, and that makes the 50K month a
Yeah,
special event. It's summer, so people are out of school soon. That's
yeah,
when each month of summer I'm gonna do a big event. So each month of summer will probably be 50K. Now the way to do that consistently though,
yeah.
I'm gonna use the experience that I have with servers and YouTube and take it to a slightly bigger game. And in that
Mm,
slightly bigger game, I just do it all again with all the
yeah,
experience I have and build a bigger revenue because that it's a much bigger game. That's my plan. And actually, a year from now or 2 years from now, whenever GTA 6 comes out, it's funny
mm,
watching the streams of of Andrew and Tristan talking bad about GTA 6, because people are just gonna play it. But there's
mm.
plenty of ways to monetize it, at least for me. And
Yeah,
so that'll
yeah,
be a big
absolutely.
opportunity. I want to be ready for that.
Yeah,
But in the middle is a slightly smaller game because I need to be making way more to, get into GTA 6 and making bank there. But yeah,
awesome,
that's like
awesome.
the future plan. The
That's the
middle
future
game
plan.
and GTA 6, that's how I go up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, in summary, if you wanted to tell someone about the real world, in summary, like tell someone how that's helped you, how it's helped. I mean, we've kind of touched upon certain things, but as a summary, just to let people know, if you was to tell someone to join the real world and why you would join the real world, what would you say to them?
First thing I would say is you need to at least try it if you haven't. It's $50 a month. You're not gonna
Mm,
lose much from just getting in there and checking it out. And then once you
yeah,
actually get in, just take in the lessons while starting your own business or whatever you want to start. Start it, learn and apply, and you're gonna get great results because they don't give this advice anywhere else really. You're
yeah,
gonna be getting the micro, especially from Luke. I like Luke's lessons because you're getting micro
fantastic.
advice from a guy who's
Yeah,
really successful. He's
yeah,
giving you stuff, like added sugars and why you should avoid them. Not listening to music is something that I've never heard. But this guy's out. This guy is so disciplined. He's out here saying, "Don't listen to music because it makes you feel good for no reason." Stuff like that that you're
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
hear
yeah.
anywhere else. Really valuable to $50.
Awesome.
Come on. At the end, it's 50
That's what I
bucks.
mean. And you're getting a valuable lesson, and you're earning like 35 consistently a month now. The other thing I wanted to ask you: do you train? Do you exercise?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I go to the gym every day. Every day.
Okay. Do you use Alex's? Because there's obviously the training course in there as well. Because I'm a PT myself, but obviously Professor Alex's helps with everybody within the real world just to kind of make sure that you know you're not necessarily sitting at a computer all day, or you sit there. So you get that kind of break from it, so you can exercise, clear your mind, and do all of the other bits and pieces. Do actually you just go to gym every day? You don't use there's a training campus on there as well. Have you ever used that at all? Or
I've actually joined it a couple of times, and I've joined a couple of his lives to ask him some
yeah,
questions, but I haven't
yeah,
really, been in that campus all day, each day, or anything like that.
You've just been
I'm
using that
not
whole
really that focused on the fitness aspect. I already gotten pretty fit, and I know I could
okay.
learn much more from him. I just
Yeah.
been more focused on the money, 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 money.
Oh no, yeah, I hear that. I hear that. No, that's all good. That's all good. Okay, cool. So any plans for the lovely weekend besides work?
The lovely weekend. Well, over here in the U.S., there's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I'll
Oh,
definitely spend
nice.
some time with the mother.
Yeah.
My brother is coming. I see my brother. He's 8. I see him every 2 weeks or so. So he's coming. I'm gonna play soccer with him or something, some sport with him. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a family oriented weekend like it usually
Nice.
is.
Yeah, nice. Oh, nice. They're super proud of their big boy there. Yeah, I mean, doing his bits, doing his bits. Well, bro, super nice speaking to you.
You
Keep
too,
up the
man.
fantastic work that you're doing. Obviously, next time I speak to you, I want that 50K consistent. Do
Got
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Consistent 50K, consistent 50K. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was 35 when I spoke to you the last time. Now it's 50. Now I'm looking to get 100 and so on and so forth. Because that's what I'm going to push for. That's exactly what I'm going to push for. So if I speak to you again in, I don't know, 6 months' time, you've gone from 35 to 50. And then I'm gonna say, well, what's your next one? And then you're gonna have another plan to actually make the
I'm ready.
75. And we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving.
Bet, bet, bet. I'm ready
Okay.
for that. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So awesome speaking to you.
You too, mate. I
And
appreciate you.
yeah, well, definitely we'll catch up soon.